front. Johnson falls back. Moffat will probably slip down the inside of him second, but Johnson boxes him out. And Masterton tries to bully him too. Fury's fifth. Richards takes over that. McLeod wide and an accident. McLeod too. So it's one of the Kmart cars. I'm not sure whether it was Cullen. And Johnson only just stayed on the bitumen. What happened at the first?
Oh yes, he's had a big hit. That's Andrew Harris's car, the ex-Peter Brock car, which won last year.
McLeod was 2 wheels in the air there. And has heavily belted the rear of the car, so the race leader is Brock from Johnson, from Moffat. And I think it's Warren Cullen, in fact, who's had the accident down there in the Kmart car.
No, it's Harris.
Well, that front part was the accident before he had the second accident.
Down the front straight.
And he was pretty wise not to pursue that argument. The race leader, Brock, leads Johnson by an amazing, to me, at the end of 2 laps, 2.47 seconds.
Oh, and somebody straight ahead into the safety fence. It's Alan Grice, saved by the tyre barrier from more serious damage.
Alan Grice on a lease of the car for 2 laps. You can see the door was still able to be opened, so it stayed pretty rigid in the passenger compartment.
This is Grice's favourite Commodore, the car that set the 100-mile-per-hour lap record at Mount Panorama 2 years ago. As we look at Grice now, it goes straight on at Castrol Corner. Never even looked like turning, must have lost his brakes. Moffat very defensive of his 13B engine yesterday during practice, claiming that it just doesn't give him the horsepower that people say it does. He claims that most people reckon he's got an F111 engine underneath there, when in fact he can almost not, as David Parsons goes off in the S's. Parsons brought into the Peter Jansen car at the very last moment. It's a second, a third, and only one failure to finish here at Sandown. There's our friend in the little Colt again. Oh, and this time he's hurt it. Ian Burrell in the Colt Mirage. It's parked at a fairly precarious position on the track at the moment, and the officials and the driver fairly wisely decide to abandon it, but they've got to get it out of there before the faster cars come through again.
Richards due, the next car. As the flags wave furiously, and quite rightly, and here he comes. He's now 12.7 seconds in arrears to Moffat, so the chance of Moffat slipping back behind, or to worse than third, seemed not to be very real.
And abandoned ship is the order of the day. But this is going to be something of a shock to Peter Brock as he arrives at the end into the braking area. Car 47 is Dean Lindstrom.
Alan Moffat is still 15, George Fury 31, Jim Richards 8, Warren Cullen 12, Jim Keogh 10, Rusty French, and number 3, Peter Jansen's car, David Parsons.
And here comes Richards. Down the inside on George Fury into the braking area, a slower car in the way, and Richards has got it. He's taken over from George Fury.
It goes round the outside of
Mike Emery. Fury now fights back, coming up into Castrol Corner, and he's got it on the inside. Richards now challenging side by side up the back straight.
390 horsepower from the inline 6-cylinder engine, but revving to about 8,000 odd revs, where Fury with the boosted turbo in the Nissan Bluebird does less revs, but gets the thing a lot of torque from the turbo boost, but only about 300 horsepower. Also a lighter car, Jim Richards' car weighing in at about 1,220 kilos. hoping to get back to his minimum weight limit of about 1180. Commodores, Peter Brock about 1230. Johnson's car much heavier than that though, and also a bigger engine and much more power.
Positions after 20 laps, you can see Brock by a country mile from Nick Johnson, with Alan Moffat limping in third position. Mind you, limping pretty quickly. Flames from the BMW. Fury's turbocharger, incidentally, spins to 180,000 RPM.
Interesting to ponder whether Jim Richards and George Fury might be able to catch Alan Moffat in the latter part of the race. Won't be by virtue of their own lap times, but by virtue of Moffat running into further problems as they come up to lap Murray Carter. The next round of 7 in the Touring Car Championship is March the 11th at Symonds Plains in Tasmania. And then we take you on the 1st of April to Wanneroo circuit in Western Australia. We'll be covering all rounds on ABC Sport, as well as